oil host communities development initiative that covers 7 local government areas. That is Eket, Mbo, Ona, Ikorabasi, Badenin, Eastern Obodo, and Esreket. Those alphabets, the first alphabet constitute that Emoimee. I have said that Emoimee represents 7 local government areas cutting across Eket. That is the E, Mbo, the M, Ona, the O, Ikorabasi, the I, Badenin, the M, Isolobolo, the E, and then Esreket, the second E. That makes it Emoimee. Now they were established based on the PIA 2021, and they are supposed to manage the 3% that accrue to these host communities. Now you have it in each of these local government areas. So you have Emoimee Eket chapter, Emoimee Mbo chapter, Ona chapter, Ikorabasi chapter, Badenin, Isolobolo, and Esreket. So we have received complaints, from the people of Eket chapter, that is the Eket people now, that they are not aware, they've not actually seen what has been done in terms with regards to their own 3% that their own funds, their own trust funds, that Emoimee is not giving them account of what they are doing. And so the Crown wrote to them that they should give us the following information based on the FOI Act 2011. And what are we asking for from them? We're asking them to give us the full list of projects executed by Emoimee in Eket local government area and their locations where they are located. We're asking them to give us the full list of scholarships by Emoimee in Eket local government area and their beneficiaries. We're asking them to give us data of the full list of contractors engaged by Emoimee in Eket local government area with copies of their certificate of incorporation by the Corporate Affairs Commission. And they should also give us every other thing that they have done targeted at developing Eket local government area and their people within the time frame that they were established by the Petroleum Trust Fund to be able to do Petroleum Industrial Act to carry out these activities. And so Emoimee did not respond to our letters. And because they didn't respond to our letters, if you read if you read section 3 of the FOI Act, and you can now see that when individual or anyone write, or a group write a right seeking freedom of information from any institution, and they fail to, the law provides that you can now approach the High Court or Federal High Court, as the case may be, to obtain an order to compel the institution or government agency to release those information to you. And so we are in the Federal High Court in Uyo, High Court 2. We get that they are assigned to High Court 2, and it's coming up on the 23rd of this month. Let us go and ask the court whether we don't have the right to request for information from Emoimee and obtain the information, then use it to see if actually compare note to see what they are doing and what we have, if it actually give us transparency and accountability. That is why we are in court with Emoimee.
Okay, usually this monies that we are talking about here is money set aside by the oil producing companies.
Yes, that is NNPC and Seplat in this case.
In this case, yes. So this money is set aside to the trust fund. So before now, the conversation would be community responsibilities to
pinpoint to point out what they want for the funds, for the companies to come and do
for them. Yes.
Right? For example, in my community, Ekam, we will tell NNPC, we will tell Shell that have facilities in Ekam, come and give us primary school, come and give us health center or boreholes, or they will even stay in their offices and choose what they want to come and do for the community under corporate social responsibility.
Yes.
But now the law is different. The PIA is simply saying let the communities now form a trust fund. So instead of the companies deciding, let the trust fund work with the community, the host community, and then choose what the community want. In this case, like we have said, scholarship for the people of Eket. We have said project. We have said those who are doing this contract too. They shouldn't be ghosts. They should be people who are actually qualified to carry out this project. And so all these things are targeted at the people of Eket in this particular instance.
In this particular instance, okay, because it's very important to know. Before now, we would say, okay, what has XYZ oil company done for us?
Be doing.
Yes.
So now in this case, now you will not see Seplat coming to Eket local government to do any project again. You will not see NNPC coming to Eket to do any project. You'll be seeing Emoimee.
Yeah.
Right? If you go to other local government areas like Banani, for instance, we wrote as well to them. They took us around and showed us what they have done and gave us these same details. You have Emoimee in other local government areas that are also working. But if you have a complaint from the indigenes that ought to benefit from Emoimee, we will also take steps to ask them to show us account of what they have done, for the people of the area.
Accountability is very important because sometimes when you also get to the websites of some of these agencies, like he said, NNPC and Seplat in this particular context of conversation, you realize that, for instance, the entire Emoimee between 2022 and 2024 received a remittance of 65.8 billion naira from this oil company. So when it comes down to your own, cluster, what are they using the money for? Yes. So that is why Eket is under scrutiny.
Yeah, because Eket people have been, on our neck, asking us to ask them to give account of what they have done with this kind of funds that you are mentioning. So it's not about government, right? This is not a government agency now. This is also a company that is operating within the state that the people of Eket ought to benefit from. Now you have an intermediary in the name of a trust, Emoimee, that stands between the people of Eket and the companies. And so when the companies now release these funds, this project should be done. If you say you want to, for instance, you want to do a borehole in a community, you want to give scholarship, you want to build primary schools, these things should also be done. We're not saying that Eket Emoimee hasn't done them. We're asking them to tell us what they have done.
So transparency, just as
is what we're asking.
As we are going to drag to the acquiring conversation, is still a general problem.
That's
you get money that is not your own. It's a collective money of the
entire people.
And then some people just want to eat the money and then go. So my other question would be, like now, what CRAN is doing is an oversight function to make sure that this money is fulfilling its purpose.
Exactly.
Is this oversight function available for the entire Emoimee? And you also know that Ibadan has its own trust fund.
It's different from Emoimee.
Yes, different from Emoimee.
Yeah, CRAN is a pro-democracy, a human rights society group, and we operate in line with our own code of operations. If the people of Ibadan protest or complain to us that their own trust fund or their own trust is not doing anything, or is not doing what they ought to do, or is not being transparent, we will take steps. We act based on complaints. Because you will even ask me, why have you not asked Emoimee of Mbo, Emoimee of Ikarabasi, Emoimee of Itilobolo, of Isileke? Why are you asking? Why not even ask that of Bereni? But the truth is that we are yet to get any complaints from all these areas.
Okay.
Until when we have complaints, we'll act on it.
So let's bring down the